Hey, all of you out there in Instagram land, it is Jamila. I am coming to you live to talk about the importance of your vision. Let's see who's out there and who is going to be hopping on and joining us this evening. Okay, so what do I mean by vision? I'll give you an idea. So today I decided that I wanted to get out of the house, go have some quiet time to myself, away from my kids, to where I could really think, focus on my business, what I want to do the coming week, create some content, whatever. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go to the library. Well, apparently everybody else had the same idea. And it was like an hour and a half before it closed. So I was getting there and I was like, good, I can get just a solid hour in and then I'll be, great. Well, I got there was nowhere to sit. There were no study rooms available. So I just ended up kind of walking around and looking for a place to sit. Couldn't find one. So then I just got back in my car and I was like, let me just go see where maybe there's some place that might look good. Maybe a park or something that I can just stop at and whatever. And hey, so I ended up just driving around for like 10 minutes. I didn't go anywhere. And whereas this was supposed to be time where I was supposed to be accomplishing something, time to myself, I ended up feeling more and more frustrated because I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. And I felt like I was just, I just wasn't going anywhere. So when I'm talking about the importance of your vision, when you don't have a vision, it feels like that. It feels like driving around with no destination and getting more and more frustrated because whatever it is that you're wanting, you are not getting. Maybe you couldn't find it the way that you originally wanted to, but you're not getting to where it is that you want to go. And now at this point, you feel like you're not going anywhere. So when it comes to your business, if you don't have a vision for what it is that you want your destination to be, then you are literally going to be spinning your wheels and going nowhere. Basically just engaging in daily activities, busy work for the sake of engaging in activities and busy work. But you're not really getting anywhere. And one of the biggest challenges to developing a vision is clarity. Sometimes we decide, I want to start a business and I'm going to do this. And we think about just what we're going to do, but we don't think about why we're doing it and what's the point and where we're going with it. We just kind of get in there and start driving the car with no GPS, no destination, no map, and then wonder why we start getting frustrated because we're like, well, I'm burning through my resources, I'm burning through time, but I'm not getting to where it is that I want to be. But the real question is, do you even know where you want to be? Do you even know where you're going? So you have to have a vision. And I don't mean like when people say, oh, what are your mission and values and all this? No, I literally mean, what is your end game? What is it that you want to be the outcome of you creating this business? Is it that you want to have it lead to some other type of a business that you really want to do? What is the lifestyle that you want the income from this to create? What is the kind of income that you want to create from this business? And fundamentally, what do you want your life and relationships to look like in addition to your business? That is your vision. That is what you have to get crystal clear on because that is the destination. Otherwise, like I said, you're just burning through gas and wasting time, spinning your wheels, getting more and more frustrated. Now, the beautiful thing about your vision is that it can change. So what your vision was on day one may not be what it is if you're 2, 3 years, 5 years into your business. You're like, okay, my vision is ready to expand. I'm ready to step into something bigger. I'm ready to do something more. But you find yourself holding back and you can't figure out why. Well, I can tell you why. It's those pesky limiting beliefs that we have. And if you have watched none of my content or you don't know what a limiting belief is, they're basically like the programs running in your brain. Your brain is like a computer. And they are the programs that are basically telling you what you're allowed to do, who you're allowed to be, what you're allowed to have. They were formed in childhood and are a direct result of the relationship with your parents, how you experienced their presence or their absence, the things that they told you, the conditioning, the messaging, the examples that you saw, also your culture, also your environment, also your schooling. If you went through traditional schooling like me, you were definitely conditioned and shoved into a box, the box of being an employee. And so if now having a business as an entrepreneur has been a struggle, it is because you're doing something that is outside of what you were conditioned to do. You were not conditioned to think for yourself outside the box on your own, have new ideas and things like that. You ever wonder why the world's most successful entrepreneurs and billionaires are people who like flunked out of school, never went to college, any of that stuff? It's because their mind has not been broken down into a box so that they're only able to think this. And so then they have to spend the next 10 years and, tens of thousands of dollars working with coaches and mentors to break up all of that concrete thinking to allow themselves to step into something bigger. So my point to you is that if that's your background, if that's your story, as far as that educational part is concerned, which it is for most of us, that's got to go. That has to be shed. And your background, your parents, if you didn't see them do what it is that you're trying to do, if you haven't seen anybody do what it is that you're trying to do, in fact, what you're doing right now, then yeah, it's going to be hard for you to see beyond a certain point. And so the way that you're going to be able to get clear on your vision is to give yourself time and space to simply imagine with no caveats. Don't put any caveats on it. Every time, so I have a 4 and a 6-year-old, and they imagine, my son really imagines the most crazy things, right? Whatever his mind comes up with, like an excavator that picks up garbage and, does all kinds of crazy things. And I'm like, okay, and of course I don't want to snuff out that because it's just his mind creating whatever it wants to create. But because you're now in your 40s or late 30s and you've been hearing this negative feedback for so long from your parents, from school, you can't do that, or you need to do this, or this is this, basically causing you to second guess and not trust yourself, you don't allow yourself to dream or imagine anymore. Because what's the point? Why would I dream or imagine something that's not going to work, not a good idea? I'm not allowed to do this. Who am I to do that? All of this and that. So we put disclaimers and caveats on our imagination, on our dreaming. And so it limits our ability really to have a vision. But it is step one. And so if you don't have a clear vision, and I don't just mean something that you've written down, it's important to write it down for sure. You need to write it down with a pen and a paper, not just typing it on your computer in the notes section on your phone. You need to write it down. Okay? And you need to be able to see it here. If you can't picture yourself doing the thing that you're simply talking about or writing about, then chances are you'll never get there. Because until you see it in your mind's eye, until you give yourself permission to have what it is that you're seeing in your imagination, you won't have it. And the thing about it is, you've been doing this unconsciously your whole life, where you will develop a desire, visualize it in your imagination, and the next thing you know, you have it. You've gotten it, you've achieved it, you've accomplished it, you've bought it, whatever. So it is an ability that we have, that we all have, to imagine what it is that we want and then to bring it into our reality. And it's not some, mystical thing. No, it's just your brain takes in billions of amount of information at any given time. Think about all the noise that's happening right now and everything that your eyes can literally see right now. It is not only you looking at me. It is not only you hearing my voice. Everything around you is making a sound. There are tons of things that are in your visual spectrum, within your peripheral, that your brain is filtering out, because right now what's important to you is listening to me. So that's what your brain is focused on. So when you have a vision and you're focused on exactly what it is that what you desire, then your brain will bring into your awareness the relationships, the people, the opportunities that are going to lead you to what it is that you desire. So when you hear the expression, it's already there, that's because it is. You just can't see it. Similar to if you ever went and bought a red car, and then you look on the road and it seems like everybody else went and bought a red car. Before, you couldn't see it because your brain filtered that information out because it was irrelevant. But now that you have a red car, well, that must be important. So now all of a sudden you can see it. So that's literally what's happening. So that's literally what's happening. And that's why it's so important for you to be clear on exactly what it is that you desire and to have that vision. because then you're going to filter out what's irrelevant and see what's pertinent. You're going to see the red cars or the blue cars or the gold cars, whatever it is that you need to see in order to get 1 + 1 to 2 and 2 and 2 and 4 to lead you to where it is that you want to end up. Okay? So let me know in the comments if I'm making sense. And if you're watching the replay, drop a hashtag replay so I know that you were here. But that's what I wanted to talk with you about today, is your vision. And one of the things that I help my clients to do is to get crystal clear on their vision. And the way that we create that clarity is by getting rid of those limiting beliefs, of those limitations, of that conditioning, of that box that you've been shoved into that's been telling you what it is you're allowed to be, do, and have. And it's not reality. It's just what you believe to be true and possible for you. And it's usually wrong. A lot of us believe that, oh, I'm not good enough. That's what you believe to be true about yourself, but it doesn't make it actually true. In fact, I know it's not true. You are good enough simply because you live, breathe, and exist. So those kinds of things. Or the belief that you have to prove yourself because of your size or because of your race or because you're a woman, whatever it is, whatever thing that you feel is the reason why you can't have what you want, that's a limiting belief. It's a belief, but it's limiting you because it's keeping you from what it is that you desire. And it is not serving you anymore. Most of the things that our parents told us were to protect us, but they couldn't give us what they didn't have. They didn't have it to give to us. And they didn't know where we were going. They didn't know where we were going, but you now know where you're going, or you know you want to go somewhere else. But like I said, maybe you're not crystal clear exactly. It's like it's hazy. I don't know if I'm allowed to dream this big, or if I'm allowed to do whatever, or does that mean it's going to be overwhelming? And I don't know if that's going to be too many clients, blah, blah, blah. All of that stuff are limiting beliefs. It's not real. There are people making more money than you, doing less than you right now. In your field, in your job, in your business. Okay? So don't think that more abundance equals more work. No. That is a mindset shift that you must make. And so this is what I help my clients with, is getting to the root of it, getting to the bottom of it, identifying those limiting beliefs, releasing them so that they're no longer shackling them to these ways of being that aren't serving them. And then they are set free, set loose to allow their imagination to do what it was designed to do, which is to create whatever it is that they can come up with in their mind. And so we get crystal clear by removing those limiting beliefs, create that vision, and then a process, and then a strategy for you to get from point A to point B. And most of it has to do with up here. You know, there are a lot of different business coaches and mentors out there who are teaching different strategies. And here's the thing, all of the strategies work. But the reason why it's not working for you is because you're not clear on your vision. You're still stuck in a lot of those limiting beliefs, and you don't even know the psychology behind the strategy, or why you're doing it. You're just thinking, okay, I'm just going to paint by numbers, plug it in, and it's going to work. And that may give you some short-term results, but you won't stick with it. You won't be consistent with it. Because if it's something that we created, if it's our idea, if it's our decision, we have no problem rolling with it. So even if you already have strategies in place that you have learned that you know, but you're feeling like you're not getting the oomph out of it, or why isn't it consistently working, it's because you haven't gotten clear on these things. It's because you're still struggling with these limiting beliefs, and you don't really understand if this is the best strategy for you. In order for you to understand what's the best strategy for you, guess who you got to get to know? You. You got to get clear on you. You got to know who you are and what you want, and then you'll know that's the strategy that I'm going to do, because I love that. I'm going to be consistent with that and be able to create results with it, success on demand. And it's in alignment with what it is, who I am, and what I desire. Alignment is key. Everything I've shared with you in this live stream is key. But the point of this video and the topic that I'm speaking on is your vision, the power and importance of your vision. And you need it. Otherwise, it is as if you are driving with no GPS and no destination in your business and in your life. So if you would like to dig deeper into this and really understand how to access and unlock your abundance, then I'm going to invite you to join me at my Abundance Masterclass happening this Wednesday, May 29th from 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then there's going to be a VIP Afterglow from 5 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it's going to be live on Zoom. There will be a replay of the masterclass for all registered attendees. So if you have to leave early or something comes up, then you won't miss a thing. And I really encourage you to come to the VIP Afterglow, because this is going to be your best opportunity to experience what it's like to work with me as one of my private clients. All right? So the link is in my bio. The link for my Abundance Masterclass is in my bio. Or if you just want to jump ahead of the line and you're like, okay, but no, tell me about this Abundance Accelerator you were talking about. Maybe I didn't talk about it in here. Maybe I talked about it in my stories. I don't remember. But my Abundance Accelerator is my 6-week course where we go even deeper into the things that I'm going to be covering into my masterclass, and we apply them specifically to you and your business. We're going to do all the things that I just talked about, uncover those limiting beliefs, get you clear on your vision, talk about a strategy so that you can step by step get to your vision. All of that. And then some. So if you're interested in that, then just send me a DM. All right. So for those of you watching live, thank you for being here. And for those of you watching the replay, drop a hashtag replay in the comments, and I will see you next time.